especially now, because obviously I've made my debut now. I felt like maybe I put more pressure on myself now to like play another game or just be a regular. Because obviously it's really hard, because like you don't want to be that kid that was once playing and just falls off. You want to always be at the top, and I feel like because I've made that step now of playing that game, I've put a lot of pressure on myself. So
no, I definitely think there's like some sort of responsibility, because the work my family have put in for me to be here, it's like I want to reward them and just pay them back with some sort of just make it and just make them proud.
Yeah, I'll mirror what Mola said about sacrifice my parents have made, because I don't even live far, I live in Kent, so it's a long way to be coming to Palace like 4 times a week. So obviously I've got that weight on my shoulders to make my family proud. And yeah, just that's what I want to do really.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's something that I've definitely struggled with, like the work, enjoyment, balance. I'd say for the most part, I've been on the sort of serious, work hard, get your head down side, and I found it hard to be able to enjoy myself at the same time. I think I'm coming into a space now where I'm just growing, maturing, developing, learning more about myself as a person, and obviously I need to kind of tip the scales and go more to the enjoyment side of things. I need to come in every day and, not wrap my entire identity in football. Because I have a bad game doesn't mean I need to be serious and not enjoy the rest of my weekend. So it's definitely something that I struggled with, but I would say, yeah, it's important to just find that balance between working hard, being serious, understanding that we're in the 0.1% and making the most of that, but at the same time, being a human, being a 17, 18-year-old that needs to enjoy their life. So.
Twitter, like that's the worst for me. I just think it's a social media place where you can just type anything.
Faceless characters, right?
And like people of any age making accounts, making fake accounts, just putting anything on it. So it's one of those where like I know it's not right, but I don't know what we can do to stop it, if that makes sense. So I've just had to just learn to deal with it, because I know it will just follow me for the rest of my career. So I have to deal with it and not let it get to you.
A few months ago I received a DM from, well, it looked like a fake account anyways. The guy just sent me monkey emojis.
In your DM?
For no reason. And like, I didn't know what to do. I just reported it to Instagram. And then yeah, but I'm an academy player and I'm getting that. So I can't even imagine what the senior team are getting when they play rivals and stuff. Like, I think it's quite ridiculous, but I don't know, what can change.
Like, how does that make you feel when you see stuff like that?
I was just quite disappointed, because obviously football is just a thing that we all love. And like, I think it's the best job in the world, because we're getting paid to play football. So, I mean, seeing stuff like that, comments and tweets from other people that are hiding their faces, calling us or monkeys in a way, it's not the best feeling.
I feel like if we don't use it correctly, then it's going to be to our detriment to our careers, to our mental health. So yeah, I'm just educating myself. I try and stay off social media for the most part, because I don't feel like it's, for me personally, I don't feel like it's that great for me mentally, sitting all day scrolling. And then even just the feeling that you get, like the dopamine hit that you get from all the likes and that, your identity can quickly be tied up in that. So it's something for me that I try and limit my use. And I feel like there's so much, being a footballer, so much of your time is taken. So me being a footballer, having other interests, other things that take up my time, I feel like there's things that are more important. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Everyone's got their different views on it.
I have to remember that I haven't made it as well. Like, I still want to strive to be the best, so I don't let my highs get too high and my lows get too low, So yeah, I just feel like, as Mola was saying, posting your own goals, people label you as cocky or arrogant. So you just have to be careful and cautious about what you post on social media. And on the other side, you can't be posting silly comments or liking silly things as well. That's the danger of social media. So it's two sides to it. So that's why, well, personally as well, I like to stay off it. I delete the apps for a few days and then come back. So
You see, like going back to what we were speaking before, like posting, like let's say you want to post a drip pic, you see all these fans or like people watching us will find the excuse, like that one excuse, like, oh, he's not serious, so I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that. You see, when I would post something outside football, I would think to myself, is it worth posting now? Like, am I playing well? Am I doing this? Because that's why
main account.
that's
You
why
guys, you have private
Yeah.
Private Insta,
Yeah,
the
we
way.
have
I will post on that more.
So you have your main Insta and your private Insta.
Yeah, because like as I said, there's pressures. Like there's a lot of pressure when you post something, and then the fans can be like, oh, that's why he's not playing well. That's what that. I feel like you can't be yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
I guess even the Priv Insta, I think probably most of the ballers who use Insta will have a Priv Insta. I use it because there's certain things that I want to show the man them and show the people around me that I wouldn't want put out there. And I feel like that just shows that being in the industry that we're in, you sort of have to have two identities. You can't really show who you are, you know. And I think you see that even in interviews. Obviously now we're having a proper conversation between all of us, but most of the interviews, how do you find the game? Yeah, it was good, on to the next one, you know, 3 points next week. But I think, yeah, there's that dual identity that you'll show the world, you know, what they want to see, and there's also who you really are, and only the closest around you see that. But, you know, I guess that sort of comes, well, that's definitely something that comes with the game and the industry that we're in.
I look up to Jairo. Obviously, you know, he's been here for how long? 5 years, I think. Hasn't really played the most. And every day he's coming in, he's smiling. I mean, I know he might have some issues at home and stuff, but he's coming in and smiling. Like, he gives you that sense of hope that, you know, that just never give up. So I would say Jairo is the best one, to be honest, and I look up to him all the time.
Yeah, like even I think the first time I went over, he was the first person that he came to me and like, oh, your name, blah, 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 where do I play, how many goals, like just conversation, and that kind of shocked me, like, wow, this guy is humble, and he's someone that will can look after you.
The thing is, I'm telling you, you could put 20 players into the first team to train with them, and they'll all come back and say the same thing. Jairo, everyone will say Jairo. Did you say Jairo? Literally, I remember my first session, 16, I was nervous. Jairo came up to me, warmed up next to me, asked me about everything. Oh, you're a scholar? Oh, where did you grow up? Like, he made me feel at home straight away. And I think it's really important having players like that in the team, and yeah, just thank.
With that one, yeah, managers and clubs, they'll look at how guys are performing on the pitch, but I think all of us can testify to it. Being in a changing room with somebody who has those off the pitch skills, it can help a team so much. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's young boys coming through, whether it's you're not performing, knowing that there's someone in the team that will put their arm around you, I think that's a very important, you know, a very important person to have in the changing room.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as you said, Lekan has helped us a lot, and I think all the boys can say the same thing as well. I know he's smiling right now. But yeah, like all the boys can say the same. It's just we all see him as like a brother. Like he's always there for us. He's always telling us things like, even if I'm like being complacent, he'll tell me, "Alright, David, like you need to do this, you need to do that," and he'll just give me like advice as well, because like he knows a lot. He's been around the game for a long time. He's been with other first teams, so he knows how the game is. So I think Pad is bringing him in is like a blessing for all of us. I'd say just be yourself. Like, don't let anyone change who you are. I've seen a lot of that happen. Obviously, I've grown up in age groups where I've been told what's it called, take 1 or 2 touches, take this, take that. I mean, I want to express myself sometimes, so just be yourself, and yeah, that's what I'd say, to be honest.
Me, it will probably be trusting the process. Like, I think that's something that's very, very big. Like, even if things are going well, don't get too big for your boots. If things are going bad, still just trust the process, sort of thing. Don't go off track. Just stay on track.
We've seen the importance of that as well. I feel like there's examples in our age group, man. We can testify to it that, just for example, I think that's an inspiration for all of us. A couple years ago, my man was sitting on the bench while us guys were playing, and now he's made his first team debut because he trusted in the process, he kept working hard. So
I think in most recent times anyway, just utilise the football club and the facility as much as I can, because I mean, we have everything we need now. So like, know yourself and don't let managers change you. Like, you could take their advice and maybe add it to your game, but let them change you as a player.